Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for this time. This week you have this Minotaur card. Says conflict, puzzle solving, and solar energy. You also have this gecko. It says longevity, agility, and cunning. So let's see what comes up for you. Definitely could be a good period. Puzzle solving and cunning kind of go together because, you have to solve a puzzle, and being cunning is like being able to do things in a sneaky way or whatever. So I think for a lot of you that there could be some sort of, it's almost like you're getting to the bottom of something right now is what I feel intuitively. Or I don't know, you could be getting answers as well. You have these two aces, Ace of Swords and Ace of Wands, which is great. I mean, having two aces is definitely, very positive. But, you could be getting to the bottom of something here. That's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting off, especially off of your first row. What's popping into my head? You have the Ace of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. The Ace of Swords can be a victory. You also have the Success and Triumph card right here, which always reminds me of the Ace of Swords for obvious reasons. And, there definitely could be like some sort of victory or success coming in for you at this time. You do have that Three of Swords, but you go up from the Three of Swords to the Ace of Wands and the Page of Swords. So it's almost like, there could be something new coming in for you, and maybe you need to heal your heart to get something new. And the reason I'm talking about this with the Ace of Swords is because usually with the Ace of Swords we have to sacrifice one thing so that we can have something better. We have a palm frond right here, this olive branch over here. The palm fronds in the tarot can represent making a sacrifice, and the olive branch can be an offer of peace, but it can also kind of represent abundance. And so the sword cuts both ways. And I always say that usually with the Ace of Swords we're cutting something out. And again, you could be cutting out a past heartbreak. And it's not like you're cutting someone out. You could just be releasing the situation, and that will probably set you free or lead to a victory with the Ace of Swords. You have the Three of Pentacles. I do feel like you're very focused on work at this time. I feel like that will pretty much continue throughout the year. I mean, you're a Capricorn. Did I call you Virgo? I feel like I called you Virgo for some reason. Hopefully I didn't. But, anyway, I do feel that you are very focused on work, Capricorn, and I think that will continue. The reason I also think that you're going to be focused on work is that you're finally getting recognition for the work that you're doing. I feel for a very long period of time that you probably haven't been getting the recognition, or, even any feedback or anything. Or, you probably haven't even been getting great results for the work that you're doing. Three of Pentacles is much better results. So I feel that you are getting better results for the work that you do. You have the Three of Swords. I feel like this is something that needs to be cut out, clearly because of the Ace of Swords, but also the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. There's this castle in the background that's crumbling, and so the Ace of Wands says that we have to have a new beginning, or we need to focus on starting some sort of new beginning. And that's exactly what I would be doing, is kind of releasing a past heartbreak. And that does not have to be love. It could be maybe you've tried to have a business and it didn't work out, or maybe you've tried to improve your health and it didn't work out. And, this is about letting that go so you can have something better. With the Ace of Swords you have the Strength card. So the Ace of Swords is a card of fortitude, which is basically strength, and the Strength card is obviously strength. So I feel a lot of you have developed a lot of strength through these challenges that you've been through for the past few years. The great thing about the Strength card is that she is receiving recognition for her strength. People are seeing how strong she is. And I also kind of feel this is saying that some of you are going to start seeing how all the challenges you've been through are worth it. I think you're going to start to actually see how those challenges are going to pay off. With the Three of Swords you have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups can represent, love. Of course, it can represent a soulmate coming in for you. If you are attracting love, I do feel this could be a very more playful connection, which I feel like I've said to you before. You have the Page of Swords, which is very childlike energy. You have the Six of Cups, which is your inner child. You have the Sun, which is your inner child. Three of Pentacles is a good card, though. I do like the Three of Pentacles for love because it usually represents two people who are working towards the same vision or the same idea. And, two people who really want to work together. I'm not so sure why I want to I always just say that if I don't know something, I just say it right in my readings. I don't pretend to know everything. I definitely don't, that's for sure. But, I don't know why, but I just feel like I'm very focused on the playful thing, but not in a bad way, right? But maybe this is you. Like, kind of what I feel intuitively is that maybe some of you are worried because someone is more playful or childlike in the connection or something like that. But I really don't think it's that big of a deal. It's like they might just want to, kind of let this develop and not be serious right away. Like, Capricorns can be intense and serious. So, this person might be, if you're attracting love, what I'm trying to spit out here is that this person might just want to take it a little slower or just have more fun at first, and I don't know. There you go, with the Three of Swords you have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, like, I feel like you've withdrawn into yourself for a little bit. So if you have had a heartbreak or some sort of challenge, the Nine of Pentacles is the card of independence. And, the Nine of Pentacles is a card of gratitude and luxuries as well. So it's like you've built yourself up, like I said, with the Strength card and the Ace of Swords, and now I feel that some of you are ready for a new beginning. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Courage card. So Strength, Ace of Swords, this Leo card that says courage on it. It says boost your courage so you can put yourself out there in a bigger way. The Sun would be putting yourself out there in a bigger way. You have this Success and Triumph card. It says nothing will be able to get in your way. You will surely come out on top. You have definitely had this card with me before. And I mean, you are a Capricorn, so it's all about climbing the mountain and coming out on top. But I feel a lot of you could finally be coming out on top, or you could finally be feeling like you're winning in life. It is, of course, going to require courage. And the courage you're going to have is the Sun. So, with the Sun, we have to have the courage to get attention. And I think this is the risk that everyone is taking right now. We have Pluto in Aquarius. Aquarius is a star card. I think that during Pluto in Aquarius, all the type of risk we will all be taking is the risk of exposure. The risk of putting yourself out there and being wrong about something, the risk of speaking up at work and people calling you stupid, the risk of public speaking and stumbling over your words and looking stupid, right? Like, those are the types of risks we have to take. But the people who do that more, get over themselves, and don't worry too much about embarrassing themselves are going to be the people that are more successful. I'm a big fan of Sarah Blakely, the girl that invented Spanx, right? And, she has a rule where she embarrasses herself every single day on purpose. So I'm a big fan of that, 'cause once you embarrass yourself enough, then you just stop caring, right? And that's what I would do here. You have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. So a lot of you are just looking at results, which makes sense based off your past years of Pluto and Capricorn. And now you're looking for better results, and I feel you are finding better results. So, definitely a good thing. You have the Ace of Wands, my favorite card in the deck. The reason it's my favorite card is because sometimes I feel the Ace of Wands is just that one thing we need to move forward. It is like the spark of hope or, that spark of inspiration that really pulls you out of a situation. And so Ace of Wands is out with the old and in with the new. And if you are feeling attracted to a new situation, especially like, this could be any area of your life, but especially in work, then I would move towards your inspirations. Or if you're feeling inspired to do certain work, then that is the work that I would do, especially creative work as well, I think would be extra beneficial for you now. This is like everybody else, this is going to require, kind of like adventure. I think we all need to enter into new situations, realizing that it is a process. You are going to come up with an idea, you're going to start that idea. And probably certain things are not going to work and other things will. So you're going to have to roll with the punches, right? But luckily, things can work a little bit better right now, so there will probably be less failures and maybe more successes. But you're still going to have to, be willing to evolve. I don't really feel Capricorn has a problem with that, but, just know that if you go down one path up your mountain, that, it might not work out. And you might have to choose a different path, or you might need to, break out the ropes and start and climb a certain section of your mountain. So don't be afraid to do things in a different way. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Cups. Yes, walking away from something again. The Seven of Pentacles, he's looking at those 7 pentacles and he's saying, is the juice worth the squeeze? Am I getting results for the thing that I'm doing right now? If you are not getting good results for what you're doing right now, the Eight of Cups could say that it's time to move in a new direction. He's walking away from those 8 cups because he isn't feeling fulfilled, and I think a lot of you it's like certain things might no longer be fulfilling for you. And so you're just moving in new directions to find fulfillment. With the Ace of Wands, you have the High Priestess. Very intuitive time. I think we all really need to trust our intuition right now. And so if you're receiving messages or dreams or daydreams, I would be paying attention to those things. The High Priestess, she also has no roof over her head, and so she represents unlimited potential. We are definitely in a time of unlimited potential. We still have Neptune in Pisces. Neptune is going to move into Aries, then it's going to retrograde back into Pisces later on. And then, toward the end of the year, it's going to start moving forward again and eventually move back into Aries. But what I would say is Neptune in Pisces is big impossible dream. We still have Saturn in Pisces. If you do the work, then you can accomplish your big impossible dream now. Even though Neptune is going to leave later, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't still work on your impossible dream after. Again, a planet goes through a sign, teaches us a lesson or teaches us something, and then we need to implement the energy even after it has left. So, again, the point of this is that you should start under Neptune in Pisces. So I would get started on something, especially if you have a big impossible dream. I would get started now, do something to bring it down to earth and you will get the reward. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, like no jumping to conclusions. We still have this retrograde energy. We kind of have a cluster of retrogrades during this period as well. We have Mars retrograde, then it will go direct, and then we're still going to be in the shadow for a while. Venus will go retrograde during that time as well. Right after Venus ends its retrograde, Mercury starts its retrograde. So, it's like we have all these retrogrades right on top of each other. And, the whole point of that is that I don't think retrogrades are as big of a deal as people make them out to be. But one thing I am very careful of during these retrograde heavy times is jumping to conclusions, like just assuming that something is true, or, especially in those moments where you feel like rushing. Like, someone says something to you sometimes and you freak out based off of what they said, but then you learn later that you shouldn't have freaked out about whatever they said. That's like the Knight of Swords. It says like sometimes people will say things to us, they might not have all the information, and then you find out later that whatever they said wasn't that big of a deal. So I would definitely slow it down, right? Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this by the book card and this orphan card. I feel like you could be turning this orphan thing around. Like if you are feeling lonely, you definitely could be attracting new people or new connections into your life. The by the book card is also pretty good. I think things are really going to go according to plan for you for the most part. Like, life isn't perfect, nothing will ever be perfect, but, for the most part, I think things are going according to plan. You have the Page of Swords, the Sun, and the Seven of Cups. The Page of Swords is a part of curiosity. I think everyone should be following their curiosity right now and like listening to their inner voice. And, if you're becoming interested in something, learning about it would be a good idea with the Page of Swords, and that's what I would do. You have the Sun. The Sun, of course, is the best card in the deck, so a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, a lot of good energy. The Sun also represents enlightenment. And we go up to the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man also, it represents enlightenment. His head is glowing. And so these two cards together can definitely represent like receiving answers that you've been waiting for about life or about whatever you're doing. I also definitely get the message about attention here with the Sun. The Sun is like a spotlight, and whenever it shows up in your reading, it can say it's shining a light on you. So all the risks that you're taking, and even though this is a weekly reading, I feel like this reading is kind of talking about an extended period. I feel all the risks you're taking have to do with attention, so take those risks. You have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups just basically says that you are spoiled for choice and that you don't know how something is going to turn out. He's dreaming of something that he wants, but he's seeing all the good things and bad things that could happen. And I feel like you've been getting this card a lot with me lately, Capricorn. So you might be dreaming of something, and instead of like dreaming about it, I feel it's time to take action to find out like what is actually going to happen if you take action on something. So, again, I think it's time for action. With the Page of Swords, you have the Two of Swords. Yes, because nothing is going to go how you think. That's why, she is thinking this or that, but the outcome is actually going to be over here on this island. So she is thinking like, oh, if I, start this business or start this relationship or do this thing that, it's going to turn out this way or that way. But really it's going to turn out this way, completely different. So I feel like I've said this to you a million times before as well, that if I were a Capricorn, I wouldn't be assuming anything at this time. I would just be more in that Knight of Wands energy. Knight of Wands is a very spontaneous, go with the flow energy. If it changes, he changes. He kind of rolls with the changes, and I feel that's what you should be doing here. With the Sun, you have the Ace of Wands again. There is definitely some sort of spark that I would pay attention to. You know, the sun shining again is a spotlight, and it can shine a light on things that inspire us as well. And the Ace of Wands is very inspiring. Now, this could be like an intuitive idea that you're having, or it could be an idea that's coming to you in a dream or a daydream. And I would definitely start working on those things that you are feeling inspired to work on. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Seven of Pentacles. What happens if I change direction? Basically is what you're asking yourself. So definitely making a change. I think this part of the reading, like through here, is about a change in direction or you thinking about making a change. Next, in your outcome row, which is going to represent the good stuff coming in for you, you have this Commit card and this Illuminate card. A lot of light showing up in this reading. You know, that Commit card even looks like a sun. So you are probably committing to something that you've been illuminated to, or, something has kind of, captured your attention with the sun. And that's what I would be committing to is, creating whatever it is that you're feeling inspired to create with these two cards. And I would make the full commitment. You have the Hanged Man, the Temperance card, and the Judgment card. The Hanged Man, he has been on pause, which you definitely have been on pause, Capricorn, for a while. And the Hanged Man, his head is glowing, so he's gained enlightenment, and now he can finally move forward. And especially in the good stuff, the Hanged Man would say that you realize that you have gained the answers you need, and you are moving forward. So I just feel forward movement, which is good. You have the Temperance card. Temperance is patience. I kind of feel like your patience is being rewarded with the Temperance card. He kind of represents turning one thing into another. He represents alchemy. You can turn a negative into a positive. You can also turn a positive into a negative, which obviously I wouldn't recommend with the Temperance card. But you really could be working on like turning your situation around or improving your situation, which I do feel would be a great idea. With the Temperance card. Next, you have the Judgment card. Judgment is about waking up to your true purpose. There is something about Capricorn readings I still can't quite grab onto the message, but I feel like there's something about you where it's like you're realizing what you truly want. I talk about this a lot, that it's like I think that we think we want certain things, but it's not really what we want. A great example is money. People think, oh, I want all this money. $10 million or whatever, right? But really, it's not the money that you want. It's like the things that the money can get you. It's the experiences or, the house that you want or something. It's like there's usually something deeper than, the money that you want, right? And I'm just using money as an example. I'm not saying it's money that you want. Maybe it is, but you are a Capricorn, right? So probably. But what I would say is I feel like Capricorn is getting to those the deeper essence of what they want. I mean even in relationships, right? It's I think a lot of people, the reason relationships fail is because it's people say they want a relationship. It's no, you actually probably want something that the relationship can provide you, whatever it is. And, finding a person who matches that can be difficult. And so we all just date people and we're well, this person's close. And then we settle and then we break up, right? Instead of actually going deeper into the why we want something. And so I feel like you are getting clear on the deep reason behind your desires. And again, when we do that, this is a good thing because then we can be more realistic about what we want. It's everybody says they want $10 million, but it's really maybe to have the lifestyle you want, you only need $1 million, which is much more easy to accomplish than 10. So, I know that's a bad example, but that's kind of what I'm getting here is you're getting clear on the deeper reason or why. With the Hanged Man, you have the Justice card. I do feel that you are just feeling balance and justice, you feel like the universe is being more fair. So I feel that with the Temperance card, you have the Nine of Cups. Yeah, definitely wish fulfillment. I do feel there's a lot more fulfillment coming in for you. I still don't think things are going to be perfect for you, Capricorn, but, not in a bad way. Just, I think there's more work that you're doing and I think you're much more clear on your journey, which is good. I also feel like you're much more in alignment with what you want, which is also good. You're kind of getting closer. With the Judgment card, you have the Sun again, so actually really, really positive having the Sun twice, and definitely good for you. I think that there's a lot of attention coming in for you, like I said. This could be sudden attention as well with the Sun and the Judgment card. All of a sudden, people could be paying attention to what you're saying, or all of a sudden, people could be looking at you as a leader. You have this Tiger card. It says doing something risky, taking a chance. We literally said this in the reading with the sun, taking the risk of speaking up and being wrong, taking the risk of, shining your inner light is really what the risk is about here. You have this flowers card. It says happiness on it. I feel like everybody needs to protect their happiness right now. So the sun is a card of ultimate joy and happiness, and anything you can do to be more happy, I would do it. I keep saying and telling people that, we are in a time where we definitely have to do things to make ourselves happy. So if you don't know what brings you happiness, I would discover it. You have this box card. It says you will be receiving a gift. 6 of Cups can be a gift from the universe. Usually the gift we receive from the 6 of Cups is a turnaround, meaning we've been bumping up against obstacles, and those obstacles are removed and we can move forward. So there you go. You have this tankard. It says celebration, fun, and enjoyment. I would be making time for fun. Like if all you're doing is working, I would make sure that you're carving out, moments during your day where you can enjoy yourself or, do things that you love to do. You have this kangaroo. It says unsettled times need to plan ahead. Yep, we're definitely in unsettled times. So, again, this is